Hello, we're the August 1823 Stitchers, and we are
Crazy for Cross Stitch.
That's Angie,
That's Sally.
and Gus is Angie's new pet. Hopefully you can see him. He's adorable. He's so cute and friendly. He's a little bit bigger than Jack, so it's harder to lift him to show. But maybe sometime we'll give him a booster seat here.
Yeah.
So today is August 6, 2025, and this is Flosstube number 38. I'd like to welcome our previous viewers or returning viewers, welcome any new people that happen to kind of run by and see us. And we hope you like what you see, that you'll subscribe, like, and do all the things, comment, all those things. But first of all, in our last video, which was our 2-year Flossiversary, we were giving away a project bag. Well, we decided that we're going to extend the time or the deadline to put the special code word into your comment until the next time we film, which we're planning on filming on August 29th. That'll give us right before football season starts and all that good stuff. But just remember, and I didn't mention this last time, but remember, you must be 18 or older so we can legally get your address, because we will be mailing it and we more than likely will bend it. So if you don't want it bent, well, I'm sorry. That's just kind of the way it mails easier. The post office doesn't ruin it and stuff like that.
We received it bent and it did not crease.
No,
so it should be fine.
Yeah, it looks like it should be. Please don't say giveaway, free, all that stuff that would gather the trolls, anything that might attract the trolls. We do request that you be in the United States, or at least have a post office box in the United States, because international shipping is outrageous, and I think there's some tariffs too.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want you to have to pay that, and I don't want to pay it. The key word is rescue, RESCUE. And you need to go back and comment on Flosstube number 37, which was our 2-year Flossiversary. Today we're going to go over we're going to show you some finished objects, some new starts, some works in progress. Angie's got some needles up and book review. I have a needles up, but I can't remember what it is, and I wrote it down and I didn't bring it with me. I am pet sitting this week, and so I don't have my usual stuff. And then we've got a little bit of Stitchy kindness to show. Excuse me a second. Sorry about that. And then we'll talk about our plans. So we can go ahead and start with our finished. You have more than I do.
Okay. The first one is I finished the narwhals. I was able to ring the bell at the Palmetto State Stitchers Thrift and Stitch Retreat.
Stitch and Thrift.
Stitch and Thrift Retreat. For this one, and it's ready to put on the mountain board that came with the kit. So I'm excited that that one's done.
Okay.
The second one is the Wee Bee. It's actually called Wee Bee Stitching, but I left off the stitching part. This is by Mrs. AZ Family Zoo. And when she gives you her patterns, there's the Wee Bee Stitching, by the way. She also tells you about one of her pets, because all of her proceeds go to their rescue zoo that they have of exotic animals, mostly. Few chihuahuas, but mostly it's turtles and weird chickens. I don't know what all they have, but it's really fun to watch her show. And be sure to watch her Flosstube, because it's quite interesting. And she's a very talented woman. She does a lot of tutorials, and she creates all these patterns. Some are small, some aren't. So I would highly recommend that one. And another one I rang the bell for at the Palmetto
The Stitch and Thrift.
Stitch and Thrift this is Indian number 9 of 10 Little Indians by Soda Stitch, and it's going to be made into an ornament to be put in the library display in November, when we have Native American Month recognized.
Mm-hmm.
So I was tickled. That one is done.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Oh,
Sally and I both did this one from Steno Stitches.
yes,
We both rang the bell
yes.
at the retreat.
And we called it patriotic peace sign, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think he called it peace sign with flag.
Peace flag, maybe.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure.
Not sure the name of it, but go to Steno Stitches on Etsy.
Mm-hmm.
They have a lot of these. They have a smiley face that's like this.
A heart.
They have all
You
kinds
get
of
all three in
neat
the pattern.
patterns,
Yeah.
and they sell project bags and
And
project
project portfolios,
portfolios,
yeah.
and all kinds of stuff. We took a picture, all four of us,
Mhm.
but it's on my phone, which we're taping on, so
And,
we can't show it right now.
and mine's done on 32 count. This blue Lugana,
And
2/2.
mine is 14 count mystery blue,
Mm-hmm.
so it works on either
Yes.
type of fabric. Now the last finish is the big one.
The last
Hip
one
hip
for you.
hooray! 3 years, 1 month, I don't know how many days. I finished it on my mother's birthday. I started it on Father's Day in memory of my dad, who taught us how to play Super Mario on the Nintendo GameCube. And this is the finish. It's on 14 count, I believe 14 count, blueberry fiber on a whim with all the called for threads, except for the green fish, which I just copied the orange fish on the other side because I did not want to do the evil mushroom. And I put the green, used the green that was in the whole thing.
Maybe that'll be
Everything else is the same. 3 years, 1 month. I was so grateful to put in the last stitches last night. Because I love this so much. And it's going to be a project bag made by Sally. And I can't wait, but I will wait,
It's
so no
good.
pressure.
Like I said, I'm not at my
But
house this week.
I think it's gorgeous. So that's all the finishes we have.
No, that's all the finish you have.
That's
I
all
have
the finishes I have.
I have one more
Terribly sorry.
finish. Well, this is Land of the Free from Little House Needleworks, and the kit came with the overdyed threads, and I stitched this on a I think it's a 16 count sand Ada is what I'm thinking it is, but I'm not 100% on the color. You know, it's just a neutral, but it worked out really well. Okay, so now on to new starts.
Do you have any?
I do. I have 4 new starts.
I have 2. 3, excuse me. I think it's just 3. Nothing under there, right?
Well, here-
You go first.
okay. Well, if you've been watching this for any length of time, then what my plans this year were to I created a wheel of, I had 13 whips on it, and then I created a wheel of 12 new starts. And so I was spinning the wheel right before the butt, but I decided to go ahead and spin it for the whole year. So my new start for August is the Frosted Pumpkin Snow Globes. It's on perforated paper. This was a kit a few years ago. They just released a Halloween snow globe, like similar to this, but it's Halloween, and I don't stitch Halloween, so I'm not ordering it. And I just now got around to starting the Christmas one. So I started with the reindeer. Rudolph is what that one's called. And here's how far I've gotten. And this frame came from the Stitching Kitten. I'm not sure who makes it for them, but it is from the Stitching Kitten. Oh, I know what that is. That's the gripper stuff.
I think they said it was P&B Making Memories.
I didn't ask them, but if it is, I mean, they're great. I didn't bring all those needle biters either that I gotten from them.
No.
So anyway, so here's what I've gotten so far. All right, you want to do one? You want me to do 2?
Okay. I have, because I finished the narwhal, I moved on to the last one that I'm going to be doing for Polar Plunge, and that is Whale Hello There. And I purchased the kit with the specialty floss, which is the only way I usually get specialty floss for any of my pieces. And I started on it, I believe at the same weekend that I finished the narwhals. And this is what I have so far on Whale Hello There. And you know, I think I did show this before and I only showed the whale tail, now that I think about it. But anyway, there's his head as well, as whale.
As whale.
This is one of the 6 whipped with the whale that I'll be talking about later on. So you will have already seen it by then.
All right, well, my next new start was, I got an email from Evertote, and they were collaborating with Jacob of Modern Folk Embroidery and Carrie of Roxy Flosco. And Jacob designed these 5 Frisian smalls. And this is the book that I ordered the kit. I splurged. It was for my celebration of losing my weight, my birthday, all that good stuff. So it officially started August 1st, but we got the kit back in June or July, I think. I'm not sure. I got 20 count porcelain by Roxy Flosco, and I'll show that in just a minute. And then I did the fallow red, which is what you see here. And the first one is this peacock pincushion. And then Jacob has videos to show you how to finish it. Of course, there's pictures in this book too. And there's some history about what Frisian is, you know, why it's called that, and then why the pattern's called that. And then there are some extra alphabets in there too. So I started it when we were on a little mini vacation. And yes, there's a hanging thread as usual because, you know. But this is a 20 count Ada. And I know the directions said to do the peacocks first and then do the back stitch, but I started the back stitch. And my fabric is not cooperating with me. Let's see what I can do here. So here's my tiny start. I haven't worked on it since last week. It's 20 count. I can do 20 count. 40 count freaks me out. I mean, I can't see the holes. But 20 count, I can see the holes. And you know, it's 1 thread over 1 square. So I have to get into that mode too. And I'm not really sure. There we go. Sorry. There. Part of the peacock. You can kind of sort of see it. It's coming together.
I can see it.
Well, that's good.
It's tail feathers.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. So that's my second start. And I know I need to work on that, but I've got other plans at the moment.
I guess the second start is Manta's Life, which is also what I call Love, Pray, Eat. It's based on a pun of eat, pray, love. And in this one, you have the praying mantis, after it's loved on its mate, eating it, which is kind of gory. But I got involved with this because of an orange fabric sow, and I had this Autumn Sun made by Barefoot Needle Arts, and it's looking yellow, very yellow. It's actually oranger than that.
Yeah, well, that's not helping.
What I did was I did all half crosses, and then I went on a 12-hour car ride and spent the time going over the half crosses on this one to help finish it. And I worked on 2 of the 3 borders. It's got 3 different borders before you even get into the very small part about the praying mantis.
Yeah, well, that way you don't get bored with the border.
Yeah, so anyway, that's based on the orange fabric sow put up by Adelaide Stitches.
Yes.
She also has a Facebook page for it as well. So anytime anybody wants to get involved, you have orange fabric, anything. But they were doing Witch's Hollow by Autumn Lane, most of them. But I don't do Halloween, so I did gore.
Well, I also joined in on the orange fabric sow. but I'm doing an old pattern out of tiger paws. There is no mock-up, there is no model, and the patterns are hand-drawn. So I'm just starting with I'm just doing the Clemson in block letters. So I got the C, and this is Phoenix by Bestitch Me. It's a 27 count, and I got it on a Friday night fight night many months ago, but it's got a lot of orange in it. Oh, there we go.
It's showing up orange and more peach, like a reddish.
Well, Phoenix, that makes sense.
Thing to
I'm
it.
going to do all the letters first and then decide if I want to go back in and fill them in, but I'm using 550, which is a nice, pretty Clemson purple. Oh, hey, look right here. This pattern right here says, Clemson is the University of South Carolina.
Oh my goodness. Fighting words.
Oh, I know, but
My
always
third
say
and
that.
last new start, I again did half cross stitches. And this one I spent most of my time working on that car ride. This is because of Jen's stitchy. I'll talk about that later when I cover Needles Up. But we decided that together that we were going to do the Emerald City Sow with her. And she also has a Facebook page for it. And so I'm doing the first part. And I started the half crosses on the cabin that Dorothy is in when the tornado occurs. And before I show you what I've got, I wanted to show you our lovely bag that we found for it to keep our project. It's going to take a long time to get this done. We're going to pass it back and forth between each other. And as Sally's going to actually do Emerald City itself. It's a lot of green for me, and I don't like green too well. So,
gee, Angie, you don't like green, you don't like white.
well, white stitches are hard, but green stitches are yucky. So
But
there
it's a
aren't too
pretty
many
green.
colors of green that there are some, but very few. Anyway, Sally's going to do the Emerald City. So I started with part 1, and I can't show you part 1 because it's the
Print off, but it's a
print off of the
free
pattern.
Download from Al Forrest Embroidery.
Yes. Thank you very much for that, because that's very true.
And
This is
there we go.
the cabin here.
And we're
It's on
peridot, 16 count peridot from Fiber on a Whim, and we're using some threads that I ordered
Is that too close?
no, that looks good. A bunch of them from Amazon. I don't know if they're the Egyptian cottons. I don't know if I don't know what kind. They might just be Chinese threads, but they had DMC numbers on them, and that's what we pulled, and they're stitching up just fine.
So I started that. That was all half crosses, and during the car ride, that's what I finished.
Oh, okay.
So between that one and the Mantis Life, I did a lot of half stitches, while I also had to keep the driver awake and babble nonsense at her. Make sure her eyes stayed
Gotcha. Well,
open.
that's your job. Well, yeah. So she did have to get up earlier than she usually gets up.
Yes. She is a blessed one who can sleep. So that's the end of my starts.
Okay.
You said
well,
you had
I have
another.
one. Yes, I have one more because in July my new start was Vivaldi Cat by Kitty and Me. It's the Colorful Cat series. Vivaldi. It's got the 4 seasons. He has a musical piece. It's an orchestra piece called 4 Seasons. I wonder what he's.
Gus?
Well, I'll just carry on while you go check on him. Anyway, when we were at the retreat that we talked about earlier, the Stitch and Stash retreat, I got a piece of Millennial Fabrics. Fabric is a 28 count. The color is called acai, A-C-I. I don't know if that's pronounced perfect the right way, but anyway, as you can see, I've got the face, and I've got one with the blue. I don't have the back stitch in, and then yes, I have hanging threads, as you can tell, and a needle minder. This needle minder came from Shipshawana. I got to see the famous carousel, and yes, I made me a penny, squished my penny. I think I paid 52 cents for it. Anyway, so there's my progress on the Vivaldi cat. So, and there, there's quarter stitches, half stitches. It'll be nice though. I really like it, and I like the eyeliner on the cat and the eyes. The way the mock-up is really pretty, but as you stitch this and you can see how she shades the eyes, very nice, very nice. So, and these are the colors. They're so pretty. I know you're not supposed to stroke your DMC because you have oils on your hands, but you know what? It is what it is. So there we go.
My hands are too dry to have oils.
That's all my new starts.
Okay, so then we get into whips.
Mm-hmm. You want to do the one we share?
I've got 6.
I have
I think it's 6 if I count.
I have
right.
2. I had more new starts than I had anything else. I have 2.
3, 4. Maybe it's 5.
All right,
I
well,
don't know
you
why.
do 2, I'll
6,
do 1.
Yes. Okay.
Or you do.
Do you want to start with the temperature one? Or what do
Yes,
you want?
let's start with the temperature one. Because that one you and I have together.
I am doing the dog park.
And I am doing the Wander With Me, which is the cat one.
And both of these are by Stitching Mommy,
Mm-hmm.
Sarah Hughes.
I may have changed color of that cat to match my gray cat.
And we got into the hundreds.
I actually had a 102 day and
Yeah.
a 100 day, and I can show you where those are.
I had 2 102s and 1 100.
Well, you're further inland, and so
Yes.
so if you look right here at the bottom. Now this is up to last Wednesday. I didn't not today. I haven't stitched
We
from
have
Thursday to
temperature
today.
Thursday, so we
Yes.
stitched Thursday to Wednesday.
Right. So my 102 day was here, and my 100 day was here. Is the darkest red that's in the.
Yeah, there's 3 of
in
them
the
in a
chart.
row, and they're 347.
Yes, I do believe that is correct.
And that's mine, and you can see the 3 hot days. And this got cooler, and the next time you see this, it will have a lot cooler temperatures because we're in the 80s now,
That's true.
and
for
I
this week.
personally am enjoying it. I'm breathing better and loving it much better. When we went to the mountains in Hendersonville, there was a 10-degree difference immediately.
Yes,
And then
it rained.
it broke here and there, and there was a lot of rain, and it was awesome. When we were at Hendersonville, we were at Sandy's Cross Stitch on the Go every single day.
Well, I wasn't, but you know.
And that's one of the best cross stitch stores I've ever visited.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to go there if you get a chance.
Yes, it's on Canoga Road. Oh no, you need to do 1 or 2 because I got 1 more, and then I'm done.
I thought you. I'm
Oh, no.
sorry.
Oh,
I thought
no.
You had.
I had 2 whips.
Okay.
I had 4
Well-
new starts though.
This is our together. I told her we ought to call this yours, mine, and ours because we've decided that we're stitching our own. We're stitching them at the same time, like we did the peace sign,
Mm-hmm. the
and
temperature
we're
tree.
trading back and forth like the Emerald City Sow.
Mhm.
And this is another
Okay.
one. No, this is one we're doing together at the same time.
Right.
This is
Oh,
the
okay.
Beatles.
I didn't work on mine since the last video, so I didn't bring
Well,
mine.
actually, it's Yellow Submarine, I think, on Etsy.
Yes.
I think that's the name of it. But the Beatles is
No, it says
big
the
print
Beatles.
here.
No, it says the Beatles up here on the back.
Okay. But I started on the rainbow because the rainbow has each color has one of the Beatles names on it. I'm working on the green, which is George Harrison. And I got all the way, reached the bottom. So this is the bottom of the pattern. And I've got to go up, this is line 20 here. So I got to do 20 more lines of green. And I'll be finished with the green part of the rainbow. But in the meantime, I had to stitch another color, which is this pink, because I couldn't take much more of the green at the time. I wanted to do something different. But this is a pretty green, I will say that. And
It's our
I've
first
enjoyed
time doing it.
stitching on this. We're using Pattern Keeper for it, and it's first time for me to use Pattern Keeper. So,
Now pull out the one we're stitching together.
yes. This one we're trading back and forth.
Yes, and I get it today. I have 4 weeks on it almost. Or 3 weeks.
And I don't have the pattern to show you because
Let me see what I have on my.
became a little bit full and got rid of it because we were using Pattern Keeper. And I was just trying to lower the weight that I was carrying around all my projects in my little
And
tub.
one piece of paper was going to do that.
No, it was more like 20.
Let me look and see.
It was a
if
lot
it's in
of
my
pages.
files.
It's like 13 or something. I don't know. It was a lot of pages. It was very thick.
Hang on. Okay, here we go. Except that I want to open it. But that ain't it. That
It's not gonna let you open it.
I think this is a zip file.
Oh. Again, it's on my phone, so I can't do anything.
Right, because your
about
phone,
it.
we're charging on your phone.
While she's
Oh well, I.
waiting, down here is what she had done. She started it and did about 14%.
No, I did 7%.
7%. Okay, that's right. 7% according to Pattern Keeper, and I was trying so hard to get to 7%. I only made to 6.5%. But I worked on the whale. This is a humpback whale, and it will look more like a whale. Right now, it looks like a shark, but it will look more like a whale because I haven't done its belly yet. Once I do the belly, it will look like the humpback we all know and love. I just outlined it, so Sally, if she wanted to count off of it, trust me, it is correct. I drove myself crazy making sure all the stitches were right so that she would not have a problem counting off of this.
Here we
This
go.
is called
Here it is.
Coffee Stories, and the needle minder we have on this one says life begins after coffee.
So that's what it looks like. Except we're doing ours in a teal color on
Yes.
a pretty purple fabric.
Purple Rain, dyed by Barefoot Needle Arts, and I think it's 16 count.
It is.
And we have it in a Garon stitching bag.
We were both educators, so we figured that was appropriate. And every year,
And the color is
Ronnie makes bags to raise money for St. Jude's, and this was one of them that year.
38.48. The teal color, for those who are interested, is 38.48. So now I can turn this photo to Sally because it's her turn. So
All right. Put
you
that
want to
in.
do one of yours?
Yeah, I'm gonna do my last one because that's all. I
I've
only
got
have
3
one.
left.
All right. So, and then if you've been with us a while, you know that I started His Eyes on the Sparrow in celebration of my big 6-0, which is coming up in 17 days. You know, yeah, 17 days. I was thinking something else. Never mind. On the 23rd, which is 2 weeks from Saturday. Anyway, my goal was to finish it by the end of the year. I was planning on doing a page every 2 weeks or so. That's kind of sort of not happening right now. I'm kind of stuck, but it's okay. Angie's going to help me with this. I have the entire top row done, and I've started, so I can't see a thing. Here we go. All right, so, and I'm doing this
You need to go over my way.
2 over 2 on Mushroom Lugana.
Whoops.
So there's the whole top. I'm on the second row, or the second, there's 6 pages in a row, well, 5.5. And then as you can see, I've got the first one done, and I've started on the second one. I'm on, the big house in the middle doesn't take, some of it goes over to the next page. And then I've got some animals underneath to do, but that's where I am. And, you know, it's got Sally's interpretation of Beth Twist's design, heartstring samplery. And in that cartouche that has the leaves, I'm gonna put my initials. And I may put, I really don't want to put my birth in. I might just put 60. I might put SBF and 60, and then I'll know what that means. Or 2025, I don't know. I hadn't figured out what I'm gonna put there, that's why it's still blank. but you know, I got a ways to go. So I was thinking there were 3 sets. No, there's 4 rows basically, because as you can see, I have a lot more fabric to go. And those are all of my works in progress.
Because of Great British Bake Off sale, I was able to finish Super Mario because Peter won, and I didn't think he was ever going to get me any stitches to do because he didn't get first in technical or last in technical or a handshake or any of that stuff. So he wasn't getting me any stitches. Finally, he started winning the technicals. So, and then at the end, a lot of people, when he won, there were 2 others who, they didn't get sent home and they didn't, you know, get other things, but I decided Peter deserved all the stitches for winning. So I didn't give anybody 2nd and 3rd place like a lot of people did. I gave Peter all the points. And that way I finished Mario. So one of the things that I used for Laura was Enchanted Realms by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. And I've been working on the mermaids whenever Laura gets any points. And so down at the bottom, I have the mermaids. I did the dragons before, but for Laura, I was doing the mermaids. I have the blonde mermaid, the redhead, and I started King Triton. I can't even tell if you can see King Triton in there, because I just have his beard wherever he is. There, he's over here. I just have his beard and eyes and stuff like that, and crown. I don't have his flesh yet, but like Laura didn't get a whole lot of points either, so I didn't get a whole lot of work done on the mermaid. But I did make some progress, which is better than no progress. So I have this in a lovely Sally bag.
I was experimenting.
And then
I got itchy.
I can't remember the name of the baker. But another bake. Yeah. Oh no, you know what? Peter didn't win. Dave did.
Oh no.
And I gave Peter all the points.
Oh no.
Well, I thought Peter won. I thought Peter should have won. And so, but this is what Dave had, and I almost finished this project. This is Ocean of Wisdom 2. Dave kept getting like first in technical or last in technical and handshakes or whatever, and he was getting all kinds of points. So I was able to, I'm on the last line, well, kind of the last line. I'm on the last line of advice, anchor your soul. I finally finished the word anchor because I had ancho, and I added the R and the anchor. And I started the border separating anchor your soul from watch the whales. And underneath there's going to be a whole row of little fishies. So basically, I'm practically done with this. I'm very excited about that.
I'm surprised you're stitching on white.
Yeah, well, that's been a problem. So I can't quite get the Q-snaps to hold it and keep it still, and that's slowed me down a lot in getting that done.
Ripper stuff.
I tried that. These things?
Yeah.
But they kept getting in my way.
You cut them too wide.
Okay, well.
Cut them in half.
That looks too wide?
Well, you said it kept getting in your way.
Yeah.
But then just push it further over this way.
Okay.
And if it's too much back here, then just snip it.
Okay.
That's a little bit better.
So anyway, that's, it's one of my any whip with the whale pieces, so I'll finish it in August. Because for arbitrary August, on my tiny decision wheel, only whips with the whale are going on there. So I don't know I do know what's next. The next one was Summer Quaker.
Right, that's the one you spun earlier today.
Yeah, we spun right before
I was supposed to work on that one last month, and I did not, so I need to pull it out.
The last whip that I had, that I've been working on forever, it's so small, you'd think I'd have it done by now. Sally finished hers in like a week.
Well, I had some spare time.
So I got the palm tree outlined, and I've got the white trunk and base done, and I'm getting close to getting all the blue in.
It's interesting because I stitched all the white first and then filled the blue in.
Right. And I started with the white down here with the trunk, and I kept messing up. So I decided to stitch the blue. I couldn't hardly see the white.
I was
half my
thinking,
problem.
yes, your fabric's a little bit.
This
Mine
is
was a little
on,
bit darker.
I think it's latte, but I'm not sure.
That's what it looks like.
And Sally made these needle minders.
Oh, yeah, I did, didn't I?
This is South Carolina State Spool by Crafty Blue Bonnet. And that's the last of my whips.
Okay, next up is Needles Up, and that's you. But hang on, wait, I got a sign. What do I do with my sign? There's my sign. I have the sign. I need to make sure I pull that out for plans. So, Needles Up, and it's the Angie Show. Take it away.
Well, there's not much to say about each of these. Sloppy Stitching Sisters, I watched for the first time, and they're playing a game called Deal or No Deal, where they each have 26 cases, and they each have listed 26 whips, and then they have 26 values for each of the suitcases, which are actually a number of stitches. It's very interesting to watch, so if you get a chance to watch them play Deal or No Deal, I think it'd be worth your while. The second one, Stitched by Tatiana. She's back. It's been 7 months. She went through a difficult time for a little while, and she's happy to be stitching and back. She is such a talented stitcher, and she finds such beautiful patterns.
And kits. She stitches a lot of kits.
Yes, and it's Ukrainian. She's doing this beaded flower thing where it's all beads, and it is gorgeous, heavy, but gorgeous. So that's worth watching, Tatiana. And finally, Jen's Stitchy Corner, who got me started with the Emerald City Sow. She's only on like Flosstube 4, and she gained 100 followers in her last Flosstube, so she's definitely, that Emerald City Sow thing took off. And
well, you said there's no way I can stitch it, so I volunteered to help you, and then you're like, okay. So then we went with it.
I would with someone stitching half of it. That's pretty good. That's the end of Needles Up. Like I said, it's not very long. This is a little longer. This is a book review by, this book is by Joanne Bischoff, and she's known as the story stitcher on Flosstube. She's currently going through some severe cancer treatments, and she's been writing this series of books about Blackbird Mountain and these families. That it takes place around the time right after the 13th Amendment is passed, but you know, people still don't want to treat black people correctly. But what's really interesting about this book is just imagine what it's like to be a deaf man at this time. You know, before sign language really has become a thing. Alexander Graham Bell actually came to the deaf school that this guy had been at, and he said sign language was bad, and you should only teach people how to speak, deaf people how to speak.
It's terrible.
And it caused the kids there to be punished if they used any sign language. So he was all messed up, and he's also an alcoholic. And this woman comes from Ireland or someplace like that, and she's a widow that belongs to a member of the extended member of the family, and she comes thinking that she's going to take care of 3 boys. Well, they're grown men, and the deaf guy is her love interest. I don't normally like love stories, but this isn't love. This is history. This is just imagining how hard it must have been to be deaf at that time, because a lot of people were killed just because they were different, you know. So it's very unique, and this is just book 1. It's called Sons of Blackbird Mountain. Highly, this is the best book I've read in at least a year. I highly recommend it. So that's the end of the book review.
All right, so next up are plans. No, Stitchy Kindness, sorry. I forgot about that.
Well, I did buy one bag.
Mm-hmm.
This is from AZ Family Zoo.
Oh, okay. Oh
Um,
yeah. Oh, wait.
because
Where's the one? What's the one that?
I can't find the one that Sherry gave me.
you?
Sherry gave me a chicken bag, and it
Yeah.
had all the remember all the
Yes.
animals on it.
I think so.
This came from Mrs. AZ Family Zoo. I just love those chickens. I grew up on a chicken farm. We had over 200 chickens
Those
at
are
one
roosters.
point, and
Some
well,
are, they look like roosters.
roosters are chickens too.
Well, they
Just
are,
hate to
but
tell you. But
they're the noisy ones.
I just think they're beautiful. I love the coloring on them, and I like farm girl type fabric for my bags. So I like that, and I like the coast. So
Gotcha.
anyway, I wanted to show that, and also remember we bought all these?
Yeah, I was going to show that in plans. We're going to work on the 12 days of Christmas, but Satsuma Street's got 5 of them out. I'm going to work on 5 golden rings, and Angie's going to do the rest of them.
No, I'm not. I know I'm doing 2 turtle doves, and the one I'm starting is the French hens. The French hen, whoops.
That's the partridge and pear.
That's the 2 turtle doves and the partridge.
Yeah, it must still be in there.
Well,
You pulled it out.
I pulled it out.
There it
There
is.
it is. The French hens, I had it in my plans. That's the one, because I was born in France during Vietnam, and so I have to do the French hen. And the 2 turtle doves are just adorable. Oh, and
The
the
calling
and the
birds.
4 calling
Yeah,
birds.
the calling birds over there.
The calling birds are too cute with that
They
bow.
are. Yes, I
So,
agree with you.
And then
Well, you got
we were
the.
going to,
Well, yeah, but Sherry had that little thing.
oh yes,
in there.
Stitchy Kindness.
Yes.
Sherry made us these for the Palmetto Stitchers Retreat.
Yeah. It was,
And
that's
inside-
Stitching Thrift Retreat.
Yep. I can never remember all the words. It's a lot of words for me. Inside I had green floss.
Yep.
And,
Well, you gave me your purple floss.
and yep. And I love these. I collect scissors like you wouldn't believe. In
Oh,
fact,
yeah.
at
You would think
Sandy's
that-
cross stitch, I bought 4 pair.
Oh, I didn't realize you bought 4
Yeah.
pair, but I should put a
No.
pair in every project, and
Yeah.
I don't. And then I get somewhere, I'm like, crud.
Right. That's why I bought more pairs.
Well, that's why I usually
And,
carry my tool tote
they had
around.
a good price on them, so I bought them.
Well, there you go. Well, Sherry did some bags. Angie said she can't find her chicken bag. It's around here somewhere, I'm sure. Anyway, I got a fall gnome bag. I'm kind of into gnomes right now, and fall, not Halloween. It's fall, and I've got some fall stitching coming up. And in it, that's what I have. My Frisian smalls in it. I know I don't match project bags. I don't have to match project bags to my projects.
Okay. So, now that Mario's over, I bought Miss Pac-Man
Biscorn you.
Biscorn U.
Yeah.
On the bottom are all the fruits that she eats. If you play Miss Pac-Man, you will love this pattern. Now the problem was I didn't want to do it in black, even though the screen's black on the thing. So, closest thing I could find that I could see the holes on, and it doesn't want to come out,
That's because you got other stuff in there.
is
Maybe.
this. It is somewhere on that
It's navy
thing.
blue,
It says
isn't
what
it?
it is.
It is 14 count navy Ada.
That's all. My side was white.
Swigart. Yeah.
And while I was at it, I bought 3 books of Winnie the Pooh because I'm going to start Winnie the Pooh Wednesdays. So that was what I got at Stitching Kitten. But while at the Stitchers
Retreat, Angie won a door prize.
well, actually I won a different door prize, but the other girl didn't want a dog, didn't want a cat, and I didn't want the dog because I just lost Jack. So we got Meowdy partner,
Mm-hmm.
and Sally's already
I've got this saloon, but we're going to change the word saloon to jail.
because we're going to put this in the library, and we
Right.
don't really
Don't
think
wanna
the
put
saloon
saloon.
should be there.
No.
So it's
Jail
really
will be
cute.
fine.
This is designed by Caroline, the daughter of the owner of Stitching Kitten.
Mm-hmm.
So That's the train, Gus.
Mm-hmm.
He
Well,
runs
you
for
can
the
hear
train.
it. Yep.
Yeah.
He's letting you know he's here.
Let me know.
Alright, so are we on
Okay,
the
so,
more plans?
Are we
or
on the
rest of
plans
yes,
now?
we're yes.
okay.
Okay, so I spun the wheel and I'm pulling out my Angel of Love, which she's just gonna be love because I'm gonna rip out that angel wing and this is where it's been. I have not worked on this in a while, but anyway, that middle, her bodice, well, her skirt is all beads, and I think this part is too. It's a lavender and lace pattern, and it's by Marion Levitt Emblem, and I left the picture at home. It fell out of my bag, so it's not there. But I don't know that I'll do the halo also. If I rip out the wings, I'm just gonna do the lady, and she'll be pretty. But if you look behind Brenda, the Handwork Maniac, if you look on her video, look behind her, hers is hanging on the wall, and it doesn't have the wings. It just depends on how I feel, because I haven't fully finished the wings. There's some holes in there, but that's a different color. Anyway, I ordered the called for this piece of that stiff Witchell linen, and I'm just taking my time with it, as you can tell. I mean, I was working gung ho on it for a while, and then I kind of fizzled out, which that happens sometimes. Or as we also say, squirrel.
Mm-hmm.
Something else came along, because I tend not to stitch. I stitch small projects, but most of my projects are big right now.
Better using me.
Well, and then I want to start, the 5 golden rings. It's on the pheasant, ring-necked pheasant. And then I will continue with His Eyes on the Sparrow, the Frisian Smalls, and I want to work on, the reindeer snow globe, because like I said, that was the one that was called as a new start for the month. And technically I've started it now, so I could just put it away and make it a whip forever. So that's it.
In July, and since about February, I have not used this planner like it should be used.
Terrible.
So in July, I have vacation, retreat. I have my doctor's appointments, but I haven't listed what I've been stitching on. But in August, I've been a good girl.
Look, here's my July. Woo! Sorry.
I already have 2 or 3 for every day listed. But I also have doctor's appointments and pedicures and stuff like
I
that.
put that on my
The
phone.
bottom is where I put the doctor's appointments and the floss tubes, and the top is where I put what I've worked on. So I'm using the planner the way it's supposed to be used again.
Here's mine.
For August, it's arbitrary August for me, so I'm doing any whip with the whale, and I have 6 on the wheel, and I spun Summer Quaker this morning. Now, the problem with that is that for Summer Quaker, I'm nowhere near the whale. So I'm just gonna have to work my way. What I'm gonna do is just work my way up to where if it gets rung again, I'll be able to work on the whale the next time. I work on, my rule is I don't want to be held to a certain number of days, stitches, or hours, or whatever. So I figured 2 to 4 days is plenty of time before I spin again. And with Summer Quaker, it's got a lot of Quaker motifs, and I'm not a big fan of Quakers. So I don't think I'll last much more than 2 days.
Well, but once you get over to the middle where the whale is.
Yes, once I get up there, and plus I'm going to replace the mermaid with 2 flipping orcas up there in front of the ship. So that'll be fun too. I like Summer Quaker. I think it's beautiful. I just don't like stitching Quakers too much, I've learned.
Well, that
And
is.
I didn't know that at the time. I'm learning. And maybe I'll learn to love it, as I get more used to it and better at it. Because, you can do things like that.
Well,
So,
true.
but right now, Summer Quaker is what's been spun, and that's what I'll do. We're going to come back again on the 27th, I think it was.
29th.
29th. And that's right before football season.
The day before.
But right before that is volleyball and curling starting. And fall is my busy sports watching season, if you don't even count football. And I'm going to do the gridiron grind for Clemson and Liberty with 2 special whips that I need to get done. And But for volleyball and curling, I wanted to be more lax. So for each team, when I'm watching, I'll stitch on that whip that's associated with the year of whips. But when curling's on, I'll stitch on my whale, any whip with the whale piece that I'm supposed to be working on. And football, I'll stitch on whatever, once I get however many hours I'm supposed to do that one. So I think that covers all the August plans.
Don't forget,
What's the word?
rescue. And please be 18 or over, the usual rules. And go back to Flosstube number 37, our 2-year Flossiversary, to write your comment.
And for those of you who have already done that, if you enter again, we will give you the second entry to be drawn from.
Yeah, we could put
because
it on the wheel and let the wheel do the spinning.
Yes, and so your name will be on the wheel twice if you enter it again. So,
but no
we
more
had
than
some
twice.
very interesting sentences. In fact, one of you, I almost felt like I was going to need to call 911 for you because
until we realized.
And then I realized that you were just using the word, and I was freaking out, and I finally figured out who you were and that you were just wanting the bag. So
It's a cute
if you ever do need help, you tell me to call 911. You don't give me a clue like that.
Yeah.
I'll be right there for you. But you scared me there for a minute. All right, so
I think
that's all of the plans. So just remember
that you are stronger than you know.
know.
And until next time, bye.